Okay, good morning everyone and welcome to this morning's webinar. I'm Andre De Guy, I'm the Strategic Partnership Manager at Pure Clarity, and today I'm really excited to present to you the results of some market research that we commissioned towards the back end of last year to the UK SME market. And the title of that particular piece of research was Perceptions and Adoption Rates of E-commerce Personalisation in 2020. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. If you can't, please send me a quick chat message via the chat window or the questions panel. Similarly, if you can't see the presentation for any reason, please drop me a message and I'll do what I can to sort that out for you. We've got quite a lot to get through today. There's lots of data, lots of great insights to present to you, but there will be time for questions at the end. So if you do have any questions as we go through, please make a note of them and we'll handle those at the end. Okay, great. So without further ado, we will get straight into it. I think it's well worth setting some context before we actually look at the results of the research. Obviously, we all know 2020 has just been, a crazy year. Obviously, COVID has had a massive impact on retailers throughout 2020. So it goes without saying that physical retail sales are way down. So they're forecast to be down 12% overall. Compared to last year. That's based on ONS data. So, of course, there's an increased dependency in buying online. Online shopping rates continuing to surge, growing 129% week on week in the UK and Europe. So customers are expecting, a great experience online. The competition is more fierce than ever. Online retailers are really going to have to stand apart from the competition and up their game. Because customers are expecting, a personalized experience. They're expecting to find products quickly and easily. And they're expecting, multiple different options, such as shipping options and just having a general great shopping experience online. So yeah, SMEs really have to up their online game to survive. So in terms of the survey itself then, who did we survey towards the back end of last year? Well, we did make it specific to the UK market. We really wanted to talk to UK SMEs. We had quite a specific bracket that we wanted to talk to in the SME market. So turnover between 2 million and 20 million annually. We did want to survey B2B companies as well as B2C. Pure Clarity has a lot of B2B features in it, and we do have B2B clients as well. So we really wanted a 50-50 split between B2C and B2B SMEs. We also specified up to 250 employees. And we also wanted to make it sector and vertical agnostic as well. We have a wide range of clients at Pure Clarity. We really didn't want to focus on a particular sector. We wanted to make this as broad as possible. So who did we speak with within these companies? Well, it was heads of e-commerce, it was senior e-commerce managers, heads of digital e-commerce managers. Basically, we wanted to talk to the people that actually ran the websites, the people that were responsible for running and maintaining the e-commerce stores. And what was our criteria? So, well, we specified that they had to be trading online, either B2C, B2B, or both. They had to have an e-commerce store with an online checkout, and they had to have multiple SKUs and a large product range. The reason we specified that is we wanted a large product catalog because we wanted to talk to companies that would benefit from personalization. So a brief summary of what we'll cover today, just outlining an agenda. So we're going to talk about the challenges facing the SME markets in the UK. We're going to talk about some of the technology adoption of those SMEs. We're obviously going to look at their perceptions of e-commerce personalization and their adoption rates of personalization. We'll talk about the SME early adopters in terms of technology and what the SMEs' priorities were for their e-commerce stores over the next 12 to 18 months. We're also going to have a look at how Pure Clarity addresses perceptions and barriers towards the end, and then we'll have time for some questions at the end too. Okay, so let's start by looking at some of the e-commerce challenges facing SMEs that we surveyed. So basically, we had a mixture of unprompted responses and prompted responses. So the top 5 challenges unprompted from the 250 SMEs we surveyed. Number 1, by quite a clear margin, is ensuring their site stands out from the competitors. So they recognize that competition is even more fierce this year, and they really are most concerned about standing ahead of the competition. Number 2 was converting browsing into sales. Obviously, conversion rate is really key for any online retailer. Building a loyal customer database. So obviously they want returning trade. They want customers to keep purchasing for them, keep coming back. Number 4 was keeping up to date with e-commerce trends, 11%. And then the 5th was trying to deliver personalized one-to-one interactions with customers. So they are talking about personalization, but it's perhaps further down the list in terms of unprompted concerns. In terms of prompted, so we asked them to define the importance of certain things. So personalization, 46% said that was important. Bear in mind, this is a prompted response. Number 2 was converting browsing into sales. Obviously, conversion is still really important. Keeping up to date with e-commerce trends, 45%. Number 4, ensuring site stands out from competitors. And number 5, evaluating online success. 41% said that was really important, because obviously data is really key. You know, we're collecting a lot of data. It's all very well having great technology on your site, but you need to evaluate how it's actually working. Look at the numbers and look at the analytics. So they're the top 5 challenges from the SMEs that we surveyed. So additional challenges mentioned, there were other things that they mentioned. So driving visitors to the site, obviously important. Attribution is really key. You can't sell unless you get the traffic. Keeping content fresh, again, you know, having a personalized experience each time they hit the site, keeping their content different based on customer context. Brand awareness online, obviously really important. We're in a multi-channel world now. We need retailers need to maintain their brand consistency across multiple channels. Price wars with Amazon, obviously a really key one as well at the moment. Limited team resources. We are in the times of furlough and unfortunately redundancies, so team resources is a challenge currently for SMEs. Increasing AOV, obviously a key one. They want customers to spend more. Encouraging sign-ups, getting people to sign up to newsletters, getting their data, better targeted marketing, maintaining price margin, and obviously visibility on search, making sure customers can find their websites. So what about software technology adoption then? So of the SMEs that we surveyed, we asked the question, have you adopted software technology to address these challenges that you're facing? So only 66% of SMEs have looked at software solutions to try and address the challenges they face online. So it is the majority, but really it's interesting that, you know, a higher number didn't actually look at technology solutions to help them with these challenges, you know, certainly around attribution, certainly around keeping content fresh, and absolutely with personalization as well. You know, the software is out there to address these challenges. So interesting, it was only 66%. So what about perceptions of e-commerce personalization? So this was our particular interest, our particular specialism. The first question that we asked the respondents was, when we mention artificial intelligence or AI, what comes to mind? Now, the responses here were really interesting. So obviously in this Wordle graphic, the larger the text, the more the higher the respondents. So I think Hollywood has got a lot to answer for when it comes to the term AI. Obviously, you can see Will Smith in there. That's because of the film I, Robot, obviously a film about robots and AI. But yeah, obviously, I think artificial intelligence is really a term that you know stirs up strong feelings in people. You know, they have strong feelings about it. There's maybe a lack of trust there. Alexa's obviously mentioned there as well. Robots doing automated calls. A few respondents said they think it's very complicated as well, and some have said complicated for big brands only. So there's really this perception that AI is expensive. There's a bit of a lack of trust, and obviously, you know, they think of Hollywood. They think of you know, evil robots in films. So when we ask them what comes to mind when we use the term e-commerce personalization, so people said predictive behavior. Again, complicated was a key one. Lots of respondents saying that they thought it was complicated. Predicting what you're seeing online, obviously that's absolutely correct. A few people said you get lots of emails, chat rooms, automated messages, bespoke content, pop-ups and ads targeted to you. So some interesting responses there as well. 55% had absolutely no idea as well. So whilst we at Pure Clarity, we obviously think personalization now is something that really is broadly understood and being widely adopted, actually the research said that the majority still didn't know what this kind of technology does. So in terms of perceived cost of personalization, again, people think this technology is really expensive, particularly within SMEs. They think it's absolutely unaffordable for their business. So half of respondents didn't know. They didn't have any idea of what the cost was. However, the other half thought it was too expensive. So 35% said expensive, 15% said £1,000 per month, plus a £5,000 setup. So they thought it was really expensive. That's the perception within the SME market. So in terms of some of the other perceptions around personalization from the respondents, so yeah, 45% felt that e-commerce personalization more suited to bigger retail businesses, perhaps because of the cost. However, 75% of the respondents agreed that their customers wanted to be treated as individuals. So they really felt that personalization is something that would benefit their customers, but they perhaps thought that it was a bit out of their grasp in terms of cost and implementation. 41% of the respondents said that they were concerned about the competition becoming more advanced because of AI. So they're concerned that their competitors are using AI personalization and getting ahead of the game because of that. About half said that AI would help them better predict and target customer preferences. About a quarter agreed that websites have not adopted e-commerce personalization. They will struggle. The ones that haven't adopted will really struggle. And about a third agreed that personalization is common practice within the e-commerce arena. So what about adoption rates? We've asked what the respondents thought about personalization, their perceptions. What about actual adoption rates? So this was really, really interesting. So we have about a third adoption and consideration rate amongst the respondents. So a small minority are actually working with an AI personalization provider already. Only 2% currently working with a personalization provider. But we have 9% that have started. So they've started implementing AI solutions, they've maybe selected a provider and they're just going through the onboarding process. And a further 9% were looking to implement AI. Further 13 were aware of personalization and considering implementing, but haven't actually taken the plunge yet. So a minority, but around a third are either working with a personalization provider or considering and selecting a provider. But 45%, nearly half have not really thought about it, but they are interested. They're interested in what the technology can do and how it can benefit their business. And then 22% said they have no strong interest in it at all. So we delved further. So the 22% that said they have no interest in it, we delved a bit further and we said, okay, why? Why do you have no interest in this technology that clearly is going to, give your website a boost? So lack of knowledge was the number one reason. They don't know. It's a lack of education about what personalization can do on a website. They felt it was too complicated, perhaps because of the AI, the technology. They didn't really understand it. They weren't sure if it's relevant for the SME market. Again, thinking it's more for, the likes of John Lewis, the bigger retailers, or Amazon. Price, again, there was a perception that it was really expensive. They felt that perhaps their website didn't have enough data to work with. They felt that these systems need a lot of data and that, they couldn't provide that for the system to work effectively. Interestingly, one of the responses was they want to focus on sales first. Okay, well, personalization is all about focusing on sales and conversion. Not sure if compatible with my e-commerce platform. Again, valid, valid concern. Time to implement. So a lot of big, heavy software can take a long time to implement. Not clear on what's involved, and lack of in-house knowledge. So there's a real sort of education piece that needs to happen, I think, with the SME market in terms of, what this technology does, the price. It is affordable now, it is compatible with e-commerce platforms, and it is entirely sales focused. So yeah, just a bit of interesting information about why some of the SMEs felt that personalization wasn't for them. So we also looked at the perceived barriers to using e-commerce personalization. Again, we had unprompted and prompted responses. So out of the unprompted, we had around a third saying too expensive to implement. Again, this perception is too expensive. Lack of understanding in terms of how it works and what it does. They felt that you need specialist knowledge to run these kind of systems. Some of them said, look, there are too many issues with our website. We need to sort those first before we can look at, improving things. And some of them also said, 13% said they have no resource. They think that, these systems need to be actively managed, which, using an AI system is not necessarily the case, but a valid concern. Out of the prompted, we had, too expensive to implement, no guarantees with the system, whether it would work, no resource to manage, not a priority, and 18% said, too many issues with the website to consider implementing this kind of system. So the additional reasons mentioned why they were hesitant. So fear of AI. Again, Hollywood has a lot to answer for in terms of the term AI. People are fearful of it. They don't want a machine running off with their data and doing things that they don't understand. Lack of business buy-in as well. So internally, they're struggling to justify to the rest of their business what this technology is and how it can benefit. Staffing issues on how teams work together. So again, they feel that these systems need a lot of attention, a lot of maintenance, an inability to prove ROI. So, they feel some of these systems are a bit murky about their kind of attribution and the actual effects they're having on conversion and return on investment. And another one was not prepared to commit to a 12-month contract. Absolutely valid, it is a risk onboarding this kind of system. So a 12-month contract can be a little bit scary initially. So what about the appetite for e-commerce personalization features, down to the individual features of systems like Pure Clarity that offer personalization? So product recommendations, first of all. So, cross-sell and upsell zones being powered by AI dynamically on a website. So the majority said their companies are already doing this. So they've already got product recommendations. That might not be specifically personalization. That might be a manual thing that they're doing already, setting up products manually as cross-sells and upsells on various pages. And those who aren't, who said they would benefit, was around 80. So, out of all the respondents, around 80 said, we're not doing this, but we really think we should be, and we think we should benefit. Personalized campaigns. So this is all about content, homepage banners targeted to certain customer segments. We had just over 80 saying they were already doing this. And we had over 100 saying, look, we're not doing this, but we would really benefit from this. We want our customers to have a personalized, tailored experience in terms of the content that they're seeing on the website. Personalization within search, this is a really key one. And as you can see from the results here, not enough companies are doing this currently. Around 60 out of the 180 who responded to this one said, we are doing this. A huge amount, so nearly, around 150 said we're not doing this, but we really think we would benefit. Personalization with search is absolutely crucial for any e-commerce sites currently. Personalization within email. So, lots of companies already doing this. I think within their email platforms, they're obviously targeting it, tailoring it to specific customers in terms of addressing them by name. What they might not be doing is actually personalizing the products, having a product block within email that is tailored to that particular customer based on their browsing history. So yeah, those that aren't said they would definitely benefit from doing that. Omni-channel personalization, not a lot of companies are doing this already, but this is something that is absolutely crucial. If you've got a mobile app, if you've got various different customer touch points, then really you need to be personalizing on each of those channels. And again, a large amount of respondents said they're not doing this, but they would really benefit by doing it. Data insights for each customer group. So segmenting your customers and actually viewing your individual customer segments data. So how are your individual customer groups using your site? Very small amount of companies are actually doing this. But a large amount, said they would find this really beneficial. They should be doing this. B2B companies that we asked, so personalized pricing, products and campaigns, about half said they're doing this already, and the people that weren't also said that they would benefit. So around 55 respondents for either there. So what about expectations of those looking to adopt e-commerce personalization? What do they think they will get back from implementing this kind of system? So number one was obviously increased sales. They're expecting a system like this to increase sales. Maximize site traffic. This is an interesting one. So personalization platforms don't usually work with attribution. They don't normally drive traffic to sites, but that was a perception from the SMEs that we surveyed. Better targeting of customers, obviously a crucial one with personalization. Improve the on-site experience, improve customer loyalty, and be relevant for customers. Obviously, all completely valid with e-commerce personalization. Keep up with customers' expectations as well. So again, each time the customer hits that site, the website owners are thinking, we want to make sure that we keep up with the customer's expectations by tailoring that experience. Increased basket value, absolutely valid, and brand building as well, increasing brand awareness for their brand. So what about the SME early adopters that we spoke to? So why SMEs have actually chosen to adopt e-commerce personalization in the last 18 months? So number one reason was to get ahead of the competition. Again, there's this real feel within the SME market that they have to stay ahead of the competition at the moment. It's really, really fierce throughout 2020 so far. Increasing customer spend. They want their customers to buy more, they want them to spend more, and they realize that to do that, they have to give the customers a better experience and show them the products that they want to see. To make the website work harder, obviously to get the most out of their e-commerce platform, get the most out of the content and the products that are on that platform, improve their conversion rates, increase their sales, increase the customer engagement and loyalty. And also they know it's what customers expect. Now, this one is a really interesting response because there's a real feel now with e-commerce personalization that it's becoming essential. It's becoming as essential as, shipping methods and payment methods. It's what customers expect. They want to land on a website and they want to see the products that are relevant to them and the offers that are relevant to them. So we also asked, what benefits have you experienced since adopting e-commerce personalization? We've got some really interesting insights and stats here. So we saw 80% said they increased their AOV, 59% said they increased their customer loyalty, nearly half said it increased their sales, 52% said it increased their brand awareness, 72% said it increases revenue, improved bounce rate, around half respondents felt that, a third said it improved their customer feedback, and 17% said it's provided them with consistent messaging across channels. So some really useful insights there in terms of how they feel it's working for them. So what about the priorities for these SMEs over the next sort of 12 to 18 months? So for those that missed their annual targets, so we split these out into, the SMEs that actually missed their annual targets versus those who actually hit their annual targets. So for those that missed their annual sales targets, they felt that They needed to understand their customers and buying behaviors better. That's what was lacking. They needed to broaden their customer segments. They need to increase customer visits. So again, they needed that additional traffic, that attribution. They thought they needed to have a better use of the data that they held on their customers. So obviously they're collecting a lot of data, but they felt that they weren't putting it to as good a use as they should be. They felt that they needed to improve their website UX and their customer journey, so deliver a better customer journey and experience to the customer. They felt that they needed to invest more in e-commerce. So obviously, as with anything, you really get out what you put in. So they felt that perhaps they should have invested more in technology and into their e-commerce platform to get more sales and revenue back from it. They felt that they needed to increase the customer retention rate. They felt, customers returning and purchasing more from them on a repeated basis was perhaps lacking. They should have done a full competitor review, they felt, to have a look at what the competition is doing in terms of what tools they're using on their website. And they felt that they needed to improve their online conversion rate. So that was the SME respondents that missed their annual sales targets and the reasons why they felt they missed those targets. So what about those that reached their targets then? Well, the top reasons why they felt they reached their targets was they increased their targeted marketing. So they really invested in targeted marketing and customer segmentation and targeting different customer segments. And they increased their volume of personalized email campaigns and their spend on Google Ads. So that was a two-pronged attack. So not only did they increase their spend on Google Ads, so their attribution, driving people to the site, they also increased personalized email campaigns. So after customers had visited their site, viewed certain products, purchased certain products, they followed up with tailored email campaigns based on products they're interested in. Interestingly, they also moved away from Amazon and eBay. Now, Amazon and eBay are really valid channels, obviously, for a lot of e-commerce store owners. They like to sell on as many different channels as they want, but interestingly, the ones that hit their annual targets said they just focused on the website. They moved away from Amazon and eBay, put all of their resources, all of their focus actually into their e-commerce website. They also created different customer journeys online for B2C and B2B customers. So again, they tailored the experience according to customer groups. They maximized customer reviews and product recommendations. So customer reviews, absolutely crucial, as are product recommendations. So making sure that product recommendations across the user journey are personalized. They understood their customers' needs better and they segmented accordingly. So obviously they're looking and they're analyzing their customer data to find out actually how are our customers split and how is each customer group using our website and what needs improving and how can we change it. They were continually building brand awareness as well. So across multiple different channels as well, making sure that their brand visibility and their brand awareness was consistent across all different channels. They also crucially wanted to ensure their website had a real point of difference. So they wanted to provide a unique experience and, looking at competitors' websites, seeing what they're doing, and then making sure yours stands out and crucially is personalized to each of your customer groups. So they obviously increased their revenue online to offset the drop in footfall. So they really piled more into their online customer journey in terms of resources, in terms of content, and in terms of spending on technology like personalization tech to make sure that their online revenue was going to increase. And finally, they integrated their website further with social. So obviously Instagram, Facebook, absolutely crucial at the moment in terms of driving sales and driving traffic to the website. So, having consistent campaigns from, Instagram, Facebook, that when the customer clicks through to the website, it's consistent, it's in line with the campaign in terms of messaging, imaging, brand, and offers, is absolutely crucial. And that's why these SMEs saw e-commerce success and they reached their annual targets. Okay, so that's the end of the data insights. What I wanted to do to wrap up today was just introduce you to Pure Clarity. Now, you might already be aware of Pure Clarity. You might be totally new to Pure Clarity. You might be aware of personalization tech already, or you might not be. So I wanted to just end by giving you an introduction to Pure Clarity, who we are and what we do. Well, we're an award-winning e-commerce personalization platform. As I mentioned earlier, we work with both B2C and B2B businesses. Traditionally, personalization tech has been very retail and B2C focused. We have a lot of B2B features and a lot of B2B clients as well. So to give you a quick overview of Pure Clarity and what you get, so all of our features are included in the platform. We don't modularize. You get everything included within our monthly subscription. You see immediate results for positive ROI. So you see great results, click total coming through just within a couple of weeks of using Pure Clarity. We don't have a fixed contract. So I know one of the concerns from the SMEs was obviously getting tied in into a 12 or 24-month contract. We work on a rolling monthly basis and we don't charge any setup fees. So everything's included within our monthly cost. Now it is fully automated, and again, some of the responses from the SMEs were, this is going to take up too much time. We don't have the team resource. Well, Pure Clarity, in terms of the product recommendations it powers, the cross-sell and upsell zones on the website, it's totally automated. You don't need to log into Pure Clarity at all. It will dynamically populate those zones without you ever having to set up a campaign. It is compatible with all e-commerce platforms as well, and we have plugins for all the major providers, which we'll come on to in a second. We have dedicated support and account management. This is something that we really pride ourselves on at Pure Clarity and a bit of a USP of ours. We're all based in York in the UK, all of our team, developers, account managers, help desk team, all based in the UK, and our support and account management is really what we think sets us apart. And it's extremely cost effective. So some of the SMEs said, this system's going to cost us £1,000 a month, and it's going to cost £5,000 to implement. Well, Pure Clarity, starts at £299 per calendar month. And again, all features included in that monthly price. So what are the features? The features that we spoke to the SMEs about that are included with Pure Clarity are personalized content. So as you can see on this particular slide, you can have homepage banners, lots of images, content set up on your website targeted to certain groups. So there's a welcome back banner that's obviously targeted to a returning visitor. But whatever your content is, you can tailor it, personalize it to a customer group. Intelligent recommenders, so again, totally powered by the AI. So, you can have those cross-sell and upsells dynamically changing in real time based on what a customer's doing in that website session. Personalization in search, obviously we spoke about this earlier, a really crucial one, tailoring the results that are getting pulled back from an e-commerce search to make sure the customer finds what they want to buy. Personalization in email, so having those product blocks, those blocks embedded into emails getting sent out from the website, making sure that those are personalized. Pure Clarity takes care of all of that. Obviously, it's a segmentation-based platform as well. We have personalized pop-ups recently launched for the platform too. So when you first hit the site as a first-time visitor, you can have a welcome to the site, here's 10% off your first purchase pop-up, for example, but it can be targeted to any customer group. Live chat, so we've, again, brand new feature. We've just launched personalized live chat into Pure Clarity. You can view all the customer insights as a chat agent using Pure Clarity from that customer, what pages they've visited, what they've got in their basket, what they've purchased from you before. Really fantastic personalized live chat built in. And of course, crucially, we have an advanced insights and analytics engine built into the platform too. It's all very well having this, great tech. You need to actually review the data, see how it's working, and review the customer insights. So what can Pure Clarity do? These are the actual effects that our customers see from using Pure Clarity. Obviously, it's about converting more customers, increasing customer spend, building that customer loyalty, getting the deeper insights from how customers are using your website, and crucially, giving a relevant and real-time online shopping experience. So this is something that your competition probably won't be doing. Are they adapting their website in real time based on what the customer's doing in that session? Maybe they are, but perhaps not. Well, that's what Pure Clarity can do for you. And on average, across all of our clients, we're seeing a 26.6% increase in revenue, a massive 71.5% increase in conversion rate from using Pure Clarity, and a 15.6% increase in AOV from using Pure Clarity. So really good stats, really good increases across the board. So a very quick overview in terms of how Pure Clarity does this. I won't go into too much technical detail here, but essentially what Pure Clarity is doing is tracking customer behavior on the website. So it's some JavaScript that sits on the pages. It's tracking what pages a customer's viewing, what they've got in their basket, what they are searching for, everything they're doing on the site. Pure Clarity is logging an event. And it's tailoring the experience accordingly based on that behavior. As well as on-site behavior from the Pure Clarity tracking, we can feed in a lot of off-site behavior as well. So if you're a retailer that has physical stores data, if you have any other web, social, or demographic data, we can feed that into Pure Clarity and we can target based on those variables. But whether it's off-site or on-site behavior, once we have all the data, Pure Clarity's AI engine can do the analysis and from there segment the customers automatically and deliver personalized campaigns based on those particular customer segments. But all of those features on the right that I've just gone through, obviously we're all focused on one goal. All of this technology is focused on increasing revenue, increasing conversion rate, and increasing customer spend. And that's the only reason Pure Clarity exists. So some of the benefits of Pure Clarity then, so no developer required. You can get up and running just by installing the plugin. The AI works 24/7 without you having to even log into the platform. All features are included in the price. You can overlay personalized campaigns. The machine learning automatically interprets data into your viable customer segments, so you don't need to sit down and scratch your heads in terms of what are my customer groups. Pure Clarity's AI does that for you. Full onboarding and support is included. It's really easy to set up and manage, and it works with all e-commerce platforms, even if you have a bespoke e-commerce platform. And any area of your website can be personalized. So anywhere there's real estate on your website, it can be personalized, and you can have a Pure Clarity zone embedded. So just a note about e-commerce platforms. So we partner with all the major providers. So we have plugins from Magento 1 and 2, WooCommerce, Shopify, Xcart, BigCommerce, and Kumo. But as I say, even if you use a different e-commerce platform, it's a really light touch integration. We can get you up and running really quickly with Pure Clarity with zero setup fees and onboarding fees. So just in terms of some of our clients, really varied across both B2B and B2C, really varied in terms of sectors as well. So, we've got fashion retailers, we've got jewelry retailers, charities, tooling providers, beverage companies, doesn't matter. As long as it's an e-commerce store and you've got enough products to, have a cross-sell and upsell relationship, then Pure Clarity is going to work really well and have a big benefit on your sales. So just finally to wrap up, we are offering a no obligation free trial for 30 days for Pure Clarity at the moment. So you should start to see results within a couple of weeks, but we're extending that. We're having an extended 30-day trial at the moment for Pure Clarity. So please do get in touch with me if you'd like to find out more about the trial. There's no hidden fees, no obligation. You don't have to continue after the 30 days is up. So really great time to try out e-commerce personalization and to see what effect it's going to have on your website. Okay, so I think we've just got time for some questions now. So thank you very much for listening. I'm just going to see if we've got any questions in the chat panel. We do, from Rachel. Thanks, Rachel. So how easy is it to implement during the 30 days? Really easy. So if you are if your e-commerce platform is one of the platforms we have plugins for, then you can be up and running within a day or two, possibly even sooner. So if you're Magento, Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, or Xcart or Kumo, you can be up and running really quickly. If you're on another platform, a bespoke platform, we do need to do a bit more development, but I'd certainly think you'd be up and running within a week. But something to note that we do actually start your trial from the point of go live anyway. So you don't need to worry about that. If it is going to take a bit longer, it shouldn't do. But if it does, then we will only start your 30-day trial from the point of go live. Okay, no problem. So I'll just give it a few minutes now to see if we have any other questions. But thank you very much for your time today. You should all be sent the recording of the webinar as well. If you would also like a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, please drop me a message. I'm happy to send that to you. Okay, I'll just stay on for just a few minutes to see if there's any other questions. But thank you very much for your time today. Thank you.